Now, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. You know what? What's up, guys? It's Saturday, October 19th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 866,419. TikTok next block. Today's Bitcoin price today, as of this recording, is about 68,200, something like that. And for $1, guys, $1, you can get yourself 1,465 Satoshis. And yes, I said it, for $1. My goodness, guys, welcome back to another episode of Satoshi Saturday, the official Satoshi Saturdays. No politics today, just straight signal about Bitcoin. And speaking of gold diggers, I want to talk to you about that today. I know everybody's heard about the gold rush of the 1848. I think it was January 1848, which is funny. I think it was January 24th. Check my numbers. I got to memorize a lot of numbers in this video. This is not easy. So if you like these videos, hit the like button, please. Most important thing is share them. My Satoshi Saturdays have been doing, relatively speaking, better than my other videos. So whoever's sharing it or putting on the platforms, I really appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And the gold rush of California, specifically, I think they had one in Australia too. From 1848 to 1955, 1848 to 1855, excuse me, was a big deal back then. There was over 300,000 people that descended upon California in that time. And it was a crazy time, man. It really was. Now, obviously, this is before the internet and, you know, all this social media and all the stuff we have. So it's all word of mouth, you know what I mean? And which is the best advertisement, by the way. I'm telling you, word of mouth is the best. Better than cable TV, better than commercials, anything. And people came in droves, guys, to get this gold because they knew once it ran out, it just ran out. And a lot of things going on, a lot of people getting hurt in the process. People died in this process of trying to mine this gold because at the time, you'll strike it rich, you'll make a fortune. And there's people and families today that are still benefiting off of that gold rush. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. So obviously, in the praise I'm going to give gold today, because they hit an all-time high. This is one of the reasons I'm making this video. They hit over $2,700, something like that. And gold is a great, and I mean great, store of value in comparison to the fiat currency. We all love gold, and it was great for thousands of years, and gold is great at sniffing out the nonsense that's going on with the printer and the Fed and everything else. But in today's world, in today's society, everything is digital. It just is. We're moving into an AI world, unfortunately, or fortunately, depends how you look at it. I've been getting involved with it because just it is what it is, and I make videos about that, obviously. And when you go into places and you're paying, I mean, we're almost in a cashless society. Have you noticed that? We're almost there, man. Like, seriously, everywhere I go, I'm just using my phone. Bloop. 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. And 10 years from now, it's going to be, the difference between 2014 and 2024 are going to be leaps and bounds in comparison to what's going to happen between 2024 and 2034. Now, you've seen this shirt. This is the actual number of how many Satoshis there will ever be, right? Just under 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis, right? Satoshi Nakamoto signed my shirt, which is cool. Established 2009. And that's how many actual Satoshis. So it's just a shade under 21 million. We always say 21 million Satoshis, but 2.1 quadrillion and 21 million coins. But it's actually, I don't even want to say that number, right? So basically 21 million, right? So far, in our great year of the Lord 2024, in the fourth quarter, October, halfway through the month, we mined just over 19.7 million of those coins. Can you believe that? Crazy, right? I mean, if you think about that, that's crazy. It's because of the cycles, man. We're in the fifth epoch, and a cycle is every 4 years, about 210,000 blocks. And when you think about it, it's just amazing. 94.1% of all of these have been mined in just under 16 years. And we're going to be mining until all the way into the year 2140. So do the math on that. The way this man set this system up is incredible. Man, woman, they, them. And no, I'm not talking about pronouns. Sorry about the wind, guys. Of course, as soon as I start talking, it's got to be windy, right? But the way he set up this incredible system, he front-loaded the Bitcoin. I'll give you an example. In the first epoch, starting January 3rd, 2009, every 10 minutes, 50 Bitcoin were coming out. 50. Okay, as compared to now, there's only 3.125 coming out. Okay, in this fifth epoch. But at first epoch, from 2009 to 2012, early 2009, late 2012, November, I believe, we were doing 50 every 10 minutes. You know how many Bitcoin came out in that first epoch? You guessed it, 10.5 million Bitcoin. Half of the supply in the first 4 years, just under 4 years, came out in the first 4 years. Then the next epoch, instead of doing over 7,000 a day, it got cut in half to 3,600 a day, 3,600 and some change a day. And instead of 50 every 10 minutes, it was 25. Then the next one, epoch 3, was 12.5. Then after that was 6.25. And now epoch 5, we're at 3.125. And you guessed it, epoch 6 will be 1.56, something like that. And it'll only be 225 a day versus 450 a day today in epoch 6. Michael Saylor is probably the most influential Bitcoiner we have because of what he's got going on with MicroStrategy and how many Bitcoin that this man and his company owns. It's more than 1%, and he's not going to stop. I think he's got a good chance to get to 1 million. Again, depending on the price, but the way he's going, he's just not going to stop. And I got this from him when I'm getting ready to say, when I talked about the gold rush. Today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin gold rush, okay? He says, and I agree, he says it started in January of this year, 2024. January 11th, January 10th, it was passed, where the SEC passed a regulation saying that Bitcoin can be mainstream and can be sold through an ETF through major companies like BlackRock and ARC 21 and Fidelity and the rest of those big boys. And they're gobbling them up, man. These companies have over 1 million Bitcoin, I believe, or close to 800,000 something, or 1 million, close to that. And BlackRock has 300 something thousand Bitcoin, getting close to 400,000 Bitcoin under management. They don't own them, they're under management with their clients in their portfolios. They're creeping on 2% of the total supply. Again, there's only this many, guys. That's it, right? This is. It doesn't matter how many people want Bitcoin. I don't care how much demand comes up. You just can't change the supply. And like the gold rush of 1848, the money that's coming in here, compared to the gold rush, this is tiddlywinks. The gold rush was tiddlywinks compared to this. What's going to happen? Now, the reason why I tell you there's 94.1% mined and 19.7% or 19.7, a little over 19.7 million Bitcoin mined is because this gold rush or Satoshi rush or whatever you want to call it is going to last, according to, I've heard 4 or 5 people give different numbers. Michael Saylor says November 2034, but I've heard the earliest October to the latest January, October 2034 and January 2035, is that all but 1% of the Bitcoin will be mined at that point. So 94.1%. So we got about 4.9% left to be mined from today all the way up until those dates that I just mentioned. to get up to the 99% of the Bitcoin. That's 10 years. That's 3 years longer than the gold rush. What's the difference? Most people don't know about it. 90-something% of people don't know about it. And you do, because you're here today. Not because you're on my channel. You're here because the algorithm sent you here. Either you're already a Bitcoiner, or you're thinking about buying Bitcoin, or you just dabble in it and think it's another cryptocurrency. Which again, if you believe that, check out my other videos on my Satoshi SATurday playlist. You should look at them all. And so 99% will be mined from either the earliest October until January 2035. Now, how do we know this? Well, again, this guy right here did a system where every 210,000 blocks, we have a certain amount coming out, and we know what they are. It's just already programmed into the algorithm. It's there. And when you have a system like this, the reason why I sold all my precious metals, because I was a gold and silver stacker, is because the gold rush of 1848, people got rich and they got plenty of gold, but no one knew how much was there, where it was, and how much was left. Nobody knew. They were just digging, literally. And how do you dig for gold here? Satoshis? You work and you save in Satoshis. That's how you do it. You put it away and put it away in cold storage. You buy it and put it away in cold storage. 10 years, right? These people, almost 200 years ago, 160 years ago, whatever it was, their families are still rich today off that. A lot of people say, and I like this quote, you don't buy Bitcoin or Satoshis for your first name, you buy it for your last name. And I couldn't agree more. And so over these next 10 years, and I tell people this all the time, and I'm a firm believer in this, if you stack Satoshis on a monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, daily, or hourly schedule, and you do that before anybody else gets there, because people are coming, believe me, you will be wealthy beyond imagination, okay? And again, it's not all about being wealthy, I know that, but you will be well ahead of everybody else, because again, we're at 94.1% of it all mined, and we're probably higher, maybe 97, 98% of people that don't even have Bitcoin. You do the math on that, guys. Now, do you believe what I'm saying? Well, in order to believe it, you got to study it. You got to understand it. Don't trust, verify. Don't believe what I'm saying. Look at the protocol yourself. Read the Bitcoin books. I got a lot of links down there below. And speaking of buying Bitcoin and buying Satoshis, I got 3 ways you can do it. You can earn some free Bitcoin. My number 1 way is Strike. I like Strike. I buy every hour on the hour there. You got hourly wages, or hourly buys, excuse me. And every time you buy on there, guys, after that first week, the 7 days, and then on the 8th day, whether you do it daily, weekly, hourly, whatever, there are no fees on Strike at all when you dollar cost average. And then with Swan Bitcoin is my second choice. Your first $10,000 of Bitcoin purchases are free. Yeah, I said it. No fees. And you also get $10 to sign up. With Strike, you get $5. And then the Bitcoin well, just in case something happens. You always want to have different exchanges. Bitcoin only, by the way. Use Bitcoin well, and you can literally buy some Satoshis, and every time you buy some Satoshis, they give you a chance to give you a coin to throw in the well, and you can win some free sats, which is pretty cool. So use the link below to help out the channel. But this Bitcoin gold rush is going to be monumental. And when it's coming down to the last couple of years, when we get down to 2032 or whatever, people are going to be, when Bitcoin is in the millions of dollars, because it's going to be, people are going to call you lucky, you know. And what I suggest you guys do is put your Bitcoin in cold storage and lock it up like it's worth 1,000 times in purchasing power. Forget the dollars. That it's worth 1,000 times more than it is, because trust me, it's going to be in your generations. Maybe not in your lifetime, but generations to come. So when is this going to happen? What part of the timeline will this happen? Well, I always say 2 things in the beginning of my video. I always tell you the date, the man-made date, which is October, blah, 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 2024, right? But then there's another date. There's a block height. How many blocks are mined every 10 minutes? And again, we're up to 866,419 or 418 or 419 now, probably, as we talk, every 10 minutes come out. That's a lot. We're coming up on 1 million too. Once we get to epoch number 7, now we talked about epoch number 6. Epoch number 6, they'll be mined every 10 minutes, 1.56, something like that, Bitcoin, every 10 minutes. And I'm telling you, if you got that amount of Bitcoin, if you got over 1 Bitcoin, you are sitting pretty, okay? My God, you're sitting pretty. Epoch 7 is the first epoch in Bitcoin's history, Bitcoin's timeline, that every 10 minutes you get less than 1 Bitcoin. It'll be 0.8 something, or I think it's 0.78 or something like that. And then towards the middle of that epoch, 2034, because remember, it's every 4 years. Epoch 7 starts in 2032 because Epoch 5 started 2024, Epoch 6, 2028, so on and so forth. They always land on presidential elections, the halvings, the Bitcoin halvings, presidential elections, and leap years. And so when this happens, 2 years after Epoch 7 is launched, that's when we'll get down to the last 1%, and all 99% will be mined. And now going all the way to the end of the epochs, which is 33. It's only going to be 33 epochs. Again, we'll be long gone. Our grandkids will probably be long gone, but their grandkids, your grandkids will be around for it. But it's up to you to get them. So when 2140 happens, yes, I said it, the year 2140 happens, it's a long time. From 2034, late 2034, or early 2035, from there to 2140, which is about 105, 106 years, depending. The last 1%, everybody's going to be fighting for. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute, guys. You think the price is not going to be crazy in the year 2034? 2 years after the Epoch 7 starts? Again, it's not about the price, it's about what you can purchase with it. People are going to be going absolutely crazy. This is why I tell you that don't look at your Bitcoin quote unquote price today. Look at it, what it's going to be worth in the future. And if you don't think 10 years goes by fast, think again. 2014, I remember like it was yesterday. I remember who won the NBA championship. I remember what was going on. And I told you this a couple weeks ago in Satoshi SATurday. I said, think about the things you were doing in 2014 as far as technology and things like that. What you had, what you don't use anymore, and what you replace it with in 2024. Now think about, again, you'll have more in common with the 2014 version of yourself than you will today. Now, that person, you have more in common with that person than this person in 2024 that you're looking at in the mirror in October 2024 than you will with the person in October 2034. Your life is going to be completely different. Completely different. You're going to be walking in the stores. Nobody's going to be in there. It's going to be automated. It's going to be robots. There'll be no cash, nothing. You'll be seeing things priced in Satoshis. You best believe that. And how many will you have? That's up to you. So, listen, man. This is the gold rush. This is the most important gold rush ever. It's not like gold where you can go to Australia and find another mine of gold or a vein of gold or a cavern with gold in it, or in another country, or a freaking meteorite hits with a bunch of gold, or the people, Elon Musk will find some on Mars or some asteroid, something like that. It ain't happening, guys. This is completely different. You got one chance at this. Every single day that you don't buy Satoshis is a day lost. Dare I say, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. Every hour you don't buy Satoshis, that's an hour lost. You're not gonna believe that, most of you. You think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I've been called worse, but just remember, all the people that really did something in this world, they thought they were crazy too. This is why I buy every hour on the hour. I buy every hour on the hour. Now, you don't have to buy $10 an hour or something like that. The minimum you could do is $1 an hour at 24 bucks, which is 24 times $30, 30 days. You know, it's about 700 something bucks a month. That may be a lot to you, maybe not, I don't know. But every hour you miss out, every day you miss out, whatever it is that your time frame is or what you can afford, that's when you're missing out. So, God really blessed you to be on this video today. Just saying. Again, it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the timing of it. Everything is about timing. Could you imagine if you didn't listen to your friends and you bought Amazon when it was coming up? Or you got involved with the internet early? Or you got involved with Apple or whatever? In my humble personal opinion, this is just my opinion, I think this is bigger than all this. The internet is great, and there would be no Bitcoin without internet. I will submit to that. But the internet was missing something. It was missing money in a payment network, a real one, with no third party. And they found it, ladies and gentlemen. They found it. So, long story short is this. This is the gold rush right now. You're in it. You got 10 years. And what are you going to do with it? It's completely up to you. You can take some days off. You can turn off this video and go somewhere else and say, oh, I'm just going to watch this another Bitcoin video, or I'm going to do this. Or you say, you know what? I'm going to work my ass off, buckle down, and set up my generations forever. If you buy Bitcoin like a madman or a mad woman or whatever for 10 years, you will never have to work again after those 10 years. This is what I tell everybody. When I hear people talking about some business they're in, or they want to start this up and start that up, I'm like, that's great. That's great. You know, contribute to society. Good. But nothing's more important than taking that money, what you're doing, and contributing to society, because that's important, than the saving all that energy, because that's what it is, into Bitcoin and Satoshis. Nothing's more important. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen, I know I get passionate and I get a little crazy because I am crazy. I'll admit that. I make no bones about that. But here's what I will tell you. I say this in all my videos. I was once told if somebody repeats themselves, you might want to listen. Listen to me. They are going to build, if you listen to what I'm saying to you, and you buy every day, whatever you can for the next 10 years, and you dedicate yourself to this and put your head down and work your ass off and study and learn this and put your energy, your hard-earned energy into this, your family will be building statues of you. Statues of you. Okay? Because there's not a lot of people that's going to have it. A lot of people are going to benefit off Bitcoin and Satoshis because it's better money. It's great money. They can save. They can finally, do what they got to do. And people are going to be working for it. And it's going to be great to save in that because nobody can stop it. Their purchasing power will be going up and everything else. But those 1,400 something Satoshis today you can get for $1, I promise you, that'll be somebody's weekly salary. Not very long in the future. I promise you that. I make these videos to help people. I do that. But I also do it selfishly for the future. And I can see myself back, or if something happens to me before this 10 years is up, my family can look back. It's like your documentation. And I get so happy and emotional that I'm here today on this timeline. We're all born at a certain time. If I was born in the 1600s, I would have been enslaved. But I would have been somebody to mess with back then. We're all born on a different time frame, timeline, to different parents and everything else. We can't help that. But God put you here for a reason. And you are the only thing standing in the way of your family being just... I don't want to harp on being rich. I don't want to say that. But you will set up your family for generations to come. You will be like the Rockefellers, man. I'm telling you. You think a million Satoshis for 680 bucks or whatever it is today is a lot of money? Wait till you see how much they're going to be worth and the purchase power they'll have in 10 years. And while everybody else 10 years from now, going to be calling you lucky or whatever they're going to call you, whatever you decide to do with this situation, know this. People are going to get paid in Satoshis. their weekly salary or Satoshi check will be $1,400 something dollars, 1,400 something Satoshi, excuse me, for the week. And you can get them for $1. People will be working for it. And this is why I say in every video, I know I repeat myself, but I gotta say it, especially this one. And please hear my words. Please, Lord, give me strength and let these people hear me. Stack Satoshis today. Please, guys, please. Today. So you and your family doesn't have to work for those same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Peace and love, guys.